Alrighty, boys and girls. Get ready to embark on a new adventure. So we unloaded yesterday. Well, to me, it was yesterday, it was this morning. Unloaded this morning, it was early, it was still dark. I got rid of the MV truck at the airport. And then we came here to the TA. I got myself some food. Now my belly's full. And now it's time to go trucking. Gotta go to Ritchie Brothers. I forget the name of the town. It's a little north of here. Pick up a day cab tractor, a Volvo. Pick that up. And naturally, just like anything else, typical auction stuff, might be a little drama going with the truck. So I'm trying to do two things at once here. I didn't see that out here the last time, but full-time vagrant campers over at the road behind the TA. So I don't want to hear anybody, these guys getting parking tickets. You can live in your RV full-time on the side of the road. Welcome to the West Coast. Not you ain't, I'm lying to you, it's on the East Coast too now. Heck, I even see some of that nonsense under the bridges in Green Bay, like a couple of years ago. So I quit looking to buy in Green Bay, actually. Some time me and Jen were looking to buy a house and we decided against it. So we saw people living under the bridge off the Fox River. I'm like, yeah, nah, that's a hard pass. Anyway, this truck has one of those goofy air wings on the top to help it with the aerodynamics. And they're like, well, can you take it off? I'm like, number one, I don't carry a lot of tools, carry enough, but not a lot. And I have no idea what it's gonna take to get that off, how rusty or stuck the bolts are. Has an air dam on the top of it. Here's a picture of it. Just a picture they texted me. And I go, can you take that off? I'm like, maybe. I mean, I don't carry a lot of tools in the truck, so I don't know, you know, if it will come off easy. And if I'm by myself, how am I supposed to get it down? Like, unbolting it's one thing. Taking it apart and taking it down is a whole nother. I'm not sure. So then the customer told me, the customer then informed me that they'll reimburse me, they'll pay Ritchie Brothers to do it, and they'll reimburse me whatever Ritchie Brothers charges to take it off. Now, the other thing is it's a non-runner. So, now look at this over here, living under an old truck topper. Wow, and I think I got ran off leaving an RV at my shop, my old shop back in the day. Crazy, huh? Anyway, so it's a non-runner. Ritchie Brothers has to get it on the truck anyway. So we'll see what extra they cost to get the top off. So there's that. I woke up this morning and I left where I was parked at to go and unload that MB truck. I really wasn't in the mood. I just woke up. I had plenty of sleep. I just woke up not really eager to go. And I got up and did my thing anyway. Got to the airport and they decided to unload me right there on the spot. Like, not have me go through the security thing to get on the flight line to get up in there to the maintenance shack. They just had me unload right there. They'll drive the thing in. Not wasting escort time where you're allowed to be escorted into the airport. So anyway, I didn't want to, dealt with that. Wasn't a big deal. Drop the trailer right there, unload, sign the paperwork, scan it in, goodbye, have a nice day. I didn't get strolling. Get to the truck stop. And I got parked. That truck stop's always a crap show no matter what you do. Managed to get it parked. The sun was just coming up over the horizon, so backing in was an absolute beast because I had the sun just blaring right in both mirrors. Couldn't see crap. Had to get out of the truck a half a dozen times to stop and get out and look, make sure I wasn't going to back into nothing. Both mirrors, I was completely blind. And I go, okay, I blindsided in too to make it even more fun. But whatever, you get, it's just one of those things. Do you film it or just let it ride? Like, whatever, man. Everybody's got them days. So I laid back down, took a nap. Actually, no, sorry, I ate my salad and egg cups. Then I laid down, took a little nap. The phone rang, dispatch calling me, telling me about this load, whether I wanted it or not, and then sprung it on me about the air wing on the top. So I was waiting on the rate con to get faxed over. I went over to the truck stop and get some food. Sat at the Popeyes to get chicken, and 20-minute wait on the chicken, unless I wanted all white meat. So I said, you know what, give me the white meat now, the 4 pieces, and I'll wait while I'm eating the 4 pieces. I'll wait 20 minutes for the rest of the bird. Meanwhile, I waited, got my orange juices, and on the road, down the way I went. Went back to Orwell, fired them up. So I was already kind of predisposed to just, I'm not going to having a bad day, but just not having a good day. Just kind of being, not hangry, just being miserable. No particular reason why, just, no, just being biatchy, basically. Sounds terrible, don't it? What it is. I was just not having it, and for no good reason either. So I ain't gonna say his name. I fired up the truck, and this guy walks up to me. He's watching, he knows who he is. This guy walks up to me, he says, "Hey Steve, how you doing?" I knew he was a subscriber because I didn't recognize him. And then we got to talking. And he told me some stuff. You ever believe, my father calls it divine intervention. I call it messages. But you don't necessarily know who's telling you the message. If you go back in videos, I got to thinking of my grandmother. I was having a rough day. I was hot, sweaty, tired. I was absolutely wore down to nothing. And I was just miserable. And this driver walked over to me talking to me about my truck, and my cameras were rolling and it caught it. We got to talking about stuff. I edited all that out because it really wasn't important. And when he came back, the guy came back, saw I was hot and tired and Orwell didn't have any air. He came back to me with a bottle of Perrier sparkling water. He said, "Here, you look like you could use this." I'm like, "Hey man, thanks." He had one for himself. So we continued the conversation over drinking some of it. When he walked away, I was looking at the camera, looking at me. I was thinking of my grandmother. My grandmother used to drink that. I thought that that moment was basically my grandmother reaching out and saying, hey, you'll be all right. They're having a tough time of it, but you'll be okay. Today's kind of along the same. This dude walked up to me, he was talking to me. He was telling me he was 12 years in the Army. So I asked him, I said, 12 years? How come you didn't decide to make a career out of it? Or did you get hurt? He told me he got hurt in Fallujah. I was actually in a given mood. I was going to let that Ford around. Well, if he wants, you got to get it from the right. Oh, this is our exit anyway. So anyway, back to the guy served at Fallujah, and that's where he got hurt. Well, my first thought was, well, he's standing there, he's clearly driving truck, and he told me, yeah, he got an IED, got him. Said it was about the size of a Coke can, about that big, and he took the bulk of the problem from that in the face. Bunch of surgeries later. This route sucks. The sign right there I can't see through. The sign right there I can't see through. I creep forward, I'm practically in the lane. Or scaring the bat crap out of a four-wheeler coming down the boulevard. But now I can see. Alright, let's go again. Ramp or something while it routed me this way, because I know for a fact it told me to take 76 east. Now I'm back 76 west. No, 270 west. Anyway, guy looks damn good for the injury he told me he had, but you can see it on him if you look carefully. Started driving truck after that. I had asked him from a bunch of other guys that served in Iraq or Afghanistan how he's been doing, how the transition was for him. Some guys did not transition well, if at all. So, you know, I'm as real as they get. I do have to clean up a lot of stuff I say on YouTube, only because my opinions the bosses don't like. But speaking of which, if you look carefully on other video sites, you'll find my older videos. Yes, that is me, and yes, I am starting to upload older videos outside of YouTube, just in case something ever would have happened to me here. But anyways, I asked him, he said it was tough, but he muddled through it, basically. And we got talking about a bunch of stuff, some personal stuff. I was talking to him about you know, stuff I've seen and witnessed, and he was telling me a little bit about, I was telling him other stories that I was told from other combat vets that came back. Some guys from Vietnam, some guys from Iraq or Afghanistan. He was explaining his story, and I asked him how he, more important than anything else, is how is he doing? Like today, modern day, how is he handling things? And he told me that, to which I laughed, but it was a jokingly laugh. I get where he's coming from. Rather, see, we had to have that conversation before I left. When someone says to you, I understand. If I say to you, I understand, it means I understand the words that you're saying. I'm comprehending them. I'm understanding, I can't use the word in a definition. I am comprehending the words you're using. I am doing the best I can to process your information using my understanding of life. That does not mean I understand what it was like to be there. I wasn't. That just means I'm trying my best to put myself in that man's shoes to try to process the info accordingly. But I comprehend his words. I understand what he's saying. I do not understand how he feels. Comes to me and the rest of the divine intervention or the message. So he tells me that for him, there's a guy that got blown up in Fallujah. For him, trucking, he pulls a reefer. Trucking is his serenity. That's like his therapy. That's how he relaxes. And I'm like, what? This stress box of a job is what you find serenity in? Wow. I made a joke. He understood it was a joke. But I looked at him in all seriousness, and I'm like, this is really your serenity? He's like, yeah. I'm like, wow, that's amazing to me. I didn't process it until later. So we walked off, I fired up Orwell, set the cameras up. This was just now, right when I left the truck stop, just now. Now I'm trying to process the information, I'm thinking, as I'm sliding the cameras in my batteries, thinking about what I now have to deal with this truck with the air dam on the top. Pissing them on, I really don't want to deal with it. Kind of like I didn't really want to deal with that end dump. But I did it and got through it. And I did pretty good with that. I'm sitting there thinking, you're making money. I make money at this. I make money on YouTube, filming what everybody else that watches me do. But I film it. And I make a decent living doing it. And I make a decent living driving the truck too, don't get me wrong. And I'm complaining. I've got a basket full of food and I'm complaining I don't have, what, enough? Or I have to, you get the point? Maybe you shouldn't complain. Keep putting the cameras in the I put the batteries in the camera, and then every now and again the Bluetooth connection between my radio and the phone will get interrupted and it'll go to the radio. And on the radio, an oldies song came on, like an old-time doo-wop song. And my mother and father used to listen to that stuff all the time when I was a little kid. I used to play it, believe it or not, on my reel-to-reel tape deck when I was a little kid. And yeah, I'm old enough to have a reel-to-reel tape deck. I still do, actually. It's in storage. But anyway, the song that came on, one of the last times I was in the car with my mother, that song was on, and my mother was singing and listening to the tunes and frankly enjoying her time with me driving her around. And then her busting my chops that, oh, come on, you like this. I know it's not Five Finger Death Punch, but you still like it. And she was right. And then that song was over, and then another song came on. And I can't remember the words. It's a famous song, and part of it was just like not complaining about what you have, not complaining about the day you have. Something along that line. And I looked up, I said a little prayer, and I'm like, I hear you. I hear you. It's a message right in the smack in the face. It couldn't be any harder. Like, stop complaining. Stop being pissy. You got nothing to be pissy about. I took that to heart today. I hope some of you guys take that message and put it into your day somehow. 'Cause I'm putting it in mine. This guy watches my videos, and he came up to me and wanted to tell me about it. Make sure I knew how he felt about what I did, and he was grateful to have met me, which that alone still blows my mind. But I'm grateful for it, because his watching and you're watching, that helps me live the life that I have, that gives me the blessings that I do have. My job, I have my truck, I've got my health, although I'm trying to improve on my health. Matter of fact, with this load, I might be able to make it back. Today's Monday drive, Tuesday drive, deliver Wednesday. I might be in jiu-jitsu class Wednesday night. We'll see. Might luck out. I'm gonna try. So I'm trying to better myself, and that's part of it. Not just the physical, but also the mental. That's important too. And that man, I have his name. I asked him before I left, I'm like, how are you doing mentally? You doing okay? They say he's doing fine. Some days are harder than others, but he gets up every day and he's grateful and he works through it. And that makes me happy. That gives me something positive to think about. So if you know somebody like that in your life, give them a call. Send them a text that says, hey man, just thinking of you. Hope you're having a good day. Or just, I'm thinking of you. Just letting somebody know that you got them on your mind. Especially guys like that. Asked by a grateful nation, by an ungrateful government, to do unspeakable things. They come home and get effed. The nation is still grateful. The people are still grateful. Our government is very ungrateful. We know this. about having to wait for my Popeye's chicken. Maybe some of that divine intervention was also making sure I was delayed that 20 minutes. So me and that man crossed paths. Could very well be. Something to think about, guys. $3.29 a gallon over there at that Circle K. Or like 50 something at the TA and all the bigger truck stops. Even the Loves coming down 26 was like 40 something. How is it they can justify charging $1 just because it's a big name truck stop? $1.30 a gallon more for diesel. You put a full load on Orwell, 200 plus gallons, man. That's 200 freaking. It's like it's well over $200. You got this off, Jack. Live out here, leave a comment. Kind of curious what it's like to live out here. In other words, you seen on Facebook an article, something about like how many commercial buildings in Denver are completely unoccupied, and that's not counting what they call the quote zombie buildings. Which what the hell's a zombie building? I didn't read the article. I just looked at the headline, but you know, you get the idea. Like, is Denver a problem, or is Colorado in general also on a decline? But I noticed there is a lot of construction, I've noticed. So it seems like if there's no construction, that's when it's like going upstate New York. You don't see, no one's building anything up there. Then there's some sections of the country that are building a lot of warehouses. Those are jobs coming in. That's good. So it's like makes you wonder what's what. So is it Denver is like the plague of Colorado, or is Colorado also on a generic decline? And what's fueling the destruction I am seeing if that's the case? Is it California's people completely destroyed California, now they're coming out here to completely destroy Colorado? Which is it? Just wondering. Because man, it is absolutely gorgeous out here. It's pretty. But I already know I can never live in I can never live in Colorado. My Freedom Seed dispensary carries too many seeds. Because I look ahead of us, right? You got Ritchie Brothers up the road somewhere up here, and not far from it, Barefoot Life, New Homes Lake Life. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. I heard the other day talking on the radio about grounding, you know, walking into contact with the earth. It seems like some kind of hippie stuff to me, but the way the guy was explaining it makes sense. I ain't gonna lie. But back to what I was saying, you see all these homes. There's a Ritchie Brothers down the block. How long till the no through truck signs come up? Because oh my God, the trucks are driving through and driving me crazy. That Cabover came by and rattled my windows. Oh my God. you wonder, right? I just wonder. I could never live in a place like that. Well, I shouldn't say that. I live where? I live in an apartment building. No, we don't have a stop sign. There's nobody got. Well, they do. Sorry about that, Ford. They'll probably make it put an exit ramp there just to get to the Ritchie brothers. Anyways, no, I don't want to ever buy like crammed in together like that. That ain't for me. Is this the entrance or not? No trucks, this entrance. Sorry, never been here before. Oh, we're pulling up to an auction. This is where I should start a regular conversation. Oh, maybe I should look to buy my next truck at auction. I know it's repetitive, ain't it? I'm trying not to be, man. I really am. I know a lot of you OG subscribers are really waiting for me to get something big and new going. But man, I am just stuffed. I am just absolutely stuffed with stuff. Gotta get back into the same mode or rut. Or right now my mode is run, 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 run. Just drive, drive, drive. Just drive the wheels off it. Drive it, do maintenance and drive it. Stack the money and then worry about upgrades later. And then later happens, and then boom, something happens. I need a deck build. Gotta run to Texas early. Some nonsense. Let's just say nonsense, but at this point I don't think it matters, to be honest. That's the sad part of it. So I'm gonna try to do that again, except not have another episode. This one will actually get my my goals accomplished. Actually hire someone full-time in the shop, be in way better shape than I was. Actually start getting more stuff done and build the channel better, build the business better. So if you're looking to work at the shop, both on the automotive and trucking side, festcheckshop@gmail.com. Yard office, all drivers report here. All vehicle operators must sign in. Yard hours 8 to 4, blah, 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 blah. It's going.
Good, how are you?
Alrighty. Got a fun one for you. Lot number 6789A. It's a non-running Volvo day cab, and it's got an air wing on the roof that we're gonna have to get removed. Like I said, it'll be fun.
You had a question about removing a fairing?
Yeah.
So we can't do it. This is a contractor who has some people on site now.
Okay.
If you want to hire him to do it, he can do it for you.
Okay.
You want his number?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Hopefully that helps. Like I said, I did call him. He has 2 guys on site now working on something else.
Right.
He might be able to have one right away and get it done for you.
Okay.
But that would be something either you would be billed for or the buyer.
Right.
Make
All right.
sense?
Yep.
Okay, did you get everything else you need?
I didn't get anything other than.
Do you have your release ticket on
No.
that information?
All right. Well, let me ask him. He's right here. So, hang on. Let me put you on speaker. That's Dustin, my dispatcher. What's up now?
The what?
The total for the invoice on this.
I won't know that until I start tearing into it and get it done with.
Yeah, like it's an hourly deal?
Yeah, we're hourly.
It's a stack too. You gotta take the stack down. Stack goes all the way up to the top.
Okay. Yeah, at the end you can just give me a rough idea just so I have an idea.
Yep, I can do that.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right, cool. California truck. Got his sticker right there.